roll call.
Bob Miller.
Present.
Karen Tinas.
Here.
Sheila Hallis.
Here.
Joe Botanic, absent. Mike Short.
Here. Okay, public comment. Anyone want to make a comment from the public? Going once, going twice, gone. Number 5, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting from November 13th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Sheila seconds. Any changes? Discussion? All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, 6A. We have 3 items of new business. First one is an appropriation transfer for the road district. So I want to provide a little bit of background. This is different than what we talked about last month. So last month we had an amendment to the road district budget. We're going to be having a budget hearing and voting on that in January. Sorry, I just turned the wrong way. Bear with me. Didn't get the full force, but a little bit of shock. So this is just to change one line item. It's within the 10%, so we can do it via the resolution that we have here. So I just need a motion to approve the road district transfer of appropriation.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Second. Do you have anything to add to this?
Nope. Just trying to get more in balance of where the money was allocated to where the spending currently exists.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Roll call.
Let's see, Bob Murray.
Yes.
Sheila Hallis.
Yes.
Karen Tinas.
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. Okay, moving right along. 6B is need a motion to approve the road district warrants for approval for payment for December 11th, 2025 in the amount of $63,336.30.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Murray. Any questions, comments? Okay. Roll call, please.
Sheila Hallis.
Yes.
Karen Tinas.
Yes.
Bob Murray.
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. Okay, 6C, need a motion to approve the township warrants for approval for payment for December 11th, 2025 in the amount of $23,947.66.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Okay, any questions, comments? Being none, roll call.
Sheila Hallis.
Yes.
Bob Murray.
Yes.
Karen Tinas.
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. Okay, now moving on to the fun stuff, which is our property tax levies. So I think with the, well, I know with the exception of Karen, y'all are new to this. So we posted the tax levies last month, 20 days in advance. We're under detailed guidelines requiring a public hearing, so it's just a matter of discussing the levies that were posted and if that's what we actually want to put forward. I'll start with 8A. So I need a motion to approve ordinance 2025-11-1304, levying taxes for Nunda Township purposes for the tax year 2025, collectible in 2026.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. So the levy document that we put through had came from our accountant, and the only concern that I have right now when it comes to revenues is the impact of the Affordable Care Act subsidies. I just looked before we started, and apparently the Senate wasn't able to pass anything out, and those changes would go into effect January 1. The risk is if people fall outside of medical insurance, there's a question as to what the township's liability is relative to the general assistance program for paying for people's medical bills.
We've never done that before.
Because you've had the Affordable Care Act in place since 2008.
Is there anything written in the statute about what general assistance can cover?
It does include medical, yes.
It does.
Yeah, but it hasn't been an issue because of the Affordable Care Act. So I thought about it for a bit, and our town fund is very healthy. And the risk is with general assistance on any level is if someone comes in and they qualify, medical or not, we're obligated to pay for it. The risk is we get a flood of people, and then we pay down the general assistance fund. Once that's paid down, we're still obligated to pay. Comes to the township and then comes to the road district. That said, as I thought on it a little bit, I try not to think catastrophic. Sorry, I keep moving my head, I should not.
Yeah, just look straight ahead.
Yeah, okay. So what I would like to do, and I was just trying to figure out the numbers. What I'd like to do is take the new growth portion, which is ostensibly the equalized assessed value of the township improved because of new construction. That would, that amount is $10,355.31. And so what I am proposing, or I guess putting forth an amendment, would be to change the total levy from the, what was proposed to reflect, this is just for town, an amount of $1,042,342.31. And I would like to allocate that with $32,000 going to the General Assistance of Public Aid Fund, and the remainder of it being, and I'll get you all these numbers, Kyle, once we finalize. With the remainder of the corporate fund being levied, the amount of $1,010,342.31. We're, like I said, we're in a real good financial position. If calamity were to happen and were to have a flood of people coming in, the extra 41,000 that we could, possibly take in from the CPI limiter, 2.9%. I keep wanting to look at you, Bob.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't feel that we need it right now.
Well, what kind of increase is that from the previous year? Either dollar amount or percentage?
$10,355.31
That's the, we're just raising the levy
by new growth.
just $10,000.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a new growth rate, like 18 million or something, right?
I could.
Another
No
question.
worries, I think I read that earlier.
So that's gonna increase what we're holding in general assistance?
It's gonna increase, I'm putting it into the township fund.
Okay, cause I was gonna say, if you put it right into general assistance, can we ever get it back out if we need it?
No.
Okay, so to put it in the town fund, so we can do a line item transfer if we have to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, with the state of the, let me talk through this. Sorry, my thinking this afternoon was a little bit construed. So, I mean, we could take 32,000 that would go into the general assistance fund and reallocate everything to the town fund. Because again, ultimately, if we get into the position that we have a rush of general assistance, qualified general assistance cases, and we draw down the general assistance fund, we would have to.
It comes from the town.
It would have to come from the town.
Right. But did I hear you correctly before? If the town runs out, then it comes from the road district?
Yep.
Never had to do that, either one.
No,
Yeah.
it would be an absurd situation. We're living in somewhat absurd times, but,
Right.
you know,
Okay. Well, saying before we vote, this is the town fund. How many of these, we have the town fund, then we have the road district,
cemetery.
and the cemetery, that's it,
That's
it's
it.
just those three?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Um,
Oh, as an aggregate, are we increasing the other two also?
we are gonna talk about an increase for cemetery.
Which, that needs it,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Rob can address his issues in the road district.
okay.
I'll let him.
I just, before, I think I kinda wanna know what all three of them are before I vote. Do
Okay.
we have to? Oh, just as, well, Rob, are you raising your levy?
Yes,
How much?
I think it's 4.9% of the legal
Well,
limit.
Just to clarify, the 4.9% is what will be submitted. What would actually be, funded for the P-TEL laws would probably be,
2.9.
it's.
That's what I'm, like,
it's-
I'm trying to get to, what's it gonna increase in non-residents tax bill?
But on the road district, it should be about 2.9, right? Isn't that what?
2.9%, so, you know, I don't know, if you take the average home, I mean, my house.
But, and I'm looking at your spreadsheet, this is the first time I've seen it. It shows the percentage change and what that number would be, and that number of the EAV, if the, from 24 to 25 is going to increase $171,000 additional compensation for the road district. The road district, I believe, is asking for 126, is that right, Shorty? Your second page, blue line, last one down.
Show me what you're looking at. Okay, yeah, so this is what the town provided. So, 2024, what was levied was 3.165 million. Your, what the road district can take for new growth is the 31,764.69. And then the, if you go down to the last blue line at the bottom, it's called COLA edition, but it's CPI. That would be an additional $126,295.79. Again, that's based on, I'll call it directional. The, you know, dollars and cents might be off by a couple here, a couple there, but that's where it would end up.
Okay, I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
So we have to vote on the town fund first.
Yeah, so I wanna go back to the general assistance fund, or whether we wanna move those dollars into the town fund, just so it's not trapped there. I mean, right now, again, barring some sort of run of general assistance or emergency assistance needs, we're well above, I believe, 127,000, I didn't run the report.
That's in the general assistance fund now?
Yes.
Is that interest bearing?
Yes, so we have one account, or two accounts
Yeah.
for town. One is for checking, everything else that's reserves is in a money market, so
Okay.
we're, you know, yielding interest off of that.
I don't really think it matters. Well, if we already have 127,000 sitting in there,
Yeah,
I would say for sure the new increase, no. I mean, just put it in the general.
yeah.
That one doesn't earn interest though, right, because it's
No, it does.
the town fund.
Again, all, from a banking standpoint,
Mhm.
there are two accounts, there's a checking and there's a money market account. So I manage it so that there's enough in the checking to cover outstanding payments, whether it be, you know, employment costs or just the bills that we approve,
Mhm.
plus a buffer. And then what I do through throughout the month as we pay new bills or we make payroll, I move money from the reserves into the checking. So
Okay.
we're gonna earn interest.
To
on
max
these
out the
monies,
interest, yeah.
yeah.
I don't really think it matters, cause we just line item transfer if we need it. Or what, do we run into it in a?
Well, so the line item transfer, you can take money from, you'd be obligated to take money from the corporate firm, from the town fund, to pay for general assistance if you didn't have any money in your general assistance fund. Once the money's, once the money, or property tax levy money goes into that general assistance fund, it can only be expended for general assistance purposes, either case support or expenses. So, I mean, there's ways around it, but in terms of how much do you really need in that general assistance fund, right now, year to date, and I'm gonna take a look at the formulas that I'm using to evaluate eligibility for general assistance at federal poverty level, for example. Right now, I'm limited to 150%. If we raise it to 200%, that would increase the amount of people that are eligible for it. So, in the section with the township, I have a P&L for both town, and then the last page after the town is GA. So last year we did levy for general assistance but abated.
Okay.
So our total income is down 31,000, and this is fiscal year to date versus last year.
So we're not doing any abatements this year?
We still have the opportunity to do abatements. We have until the end of February.
Okay.
So if we wanted to abate anywhere, we could do that at the February meeting and still have it be effective before the tax bills go out.
Rob, didn't we, the whole time you were a trustee, we abated every year,
Yeah,
didn't
except the
we?
last year we didn't.
We didn't?
No,
Okay.
but we had quite a few years of 100,000.
Yeah, that we abated
I
back.
mean, I think that's the proper way to go, is make sure you got enough and give back what you don't.
That's, I agree, yeah, so, yeah, I'd rather we levy enough, but abate
Okay.
if we can.
Okay.
Because any tax increase is just gonna hit
Sure.
everybody hard.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so are we comfortable with the new numbers that I laid out, which was, town fund of, $1,010,342.31, and then the, public aid general assistance, it's staying at 32,000, so a total levy of, $1,042,342.31.
Yes.
So I guess I'm putting forward as an official amendment, so I'll make the motion. Second,
I'll second.
thank you. Any other discussion, questions, concerns? Roll call.
Karen Titus,
Yes.
Sheila House,
Yes.
Bob Murray,
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. Okay, next item is, that was a motion to amend. So now we have to do a vote on the amended levy. So again,
I'll make the motion to.
we already have the motion, so we
Okay.
just need to vote.
Just a vote, okay.
So the last vote was on the motion to amend.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have to vote on the amended motion.
Okay. Bob Murray,
Yes.
Sheila House,
Yes.
Karen Titus.
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. Okay. You're done with 8A. 8B is the road district. We already sort of talked through that, but Mr. Parrish, do you want to go through the challenges that you're encountering and?
Yeah, I mean, the whole time I was on the board, there was always $2.2 million from the NSR fund that was given to the road district, and it was never allocated where it went. It was just general slush money to spend. The money has completely been burned up. So there really is not much reserves for the road district for any major issues that we have. Anything from overtime on payroll, which is going crazy right now after 13 snowfalls, most of them over the weekends. The the issues that we've identified in Covered Bridge with the drainage and the infrastructure. The bill just to go in and clean them and camera them and analyze and give us a budget for the next 5 to 8 years. That alone was $80,000. You're talking, each one of those phases will be over $150,000 per in order to completely line that infrastructure system and make a 50 to 75-year fix in there. Just looking at what the funds I have and what was left with for me, and I just asked for a little bit more. I asked for it to be divided up so that the permanent hard road percentages could go back to the municipalities that have been shortchanged over the last 12 years and get them back to their historic records of what they were owed by the taxation that is given to them through their municipality. So I'm slowly trying to get back to where it used to be to those percentages so that it can have income and revenues that they were guaranteed originally, like Oakwood Hills, Berry Grove, yeah, all those little tiny
So
ones.
you're doing the increase, part of it is to get those percentages back to where they were, but are you trying to compensate them for what they didn't, the years they didn't get?
No.
Okay,
No, there'd be no
going back,
going back.
Okay.
So we're looking through the front windshield.
okay,
And
good.
they all know that I've talked to us, said, listen, I'm gonna eventually get it back to the percentages that they were, not the dollar amounts that you wrote.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that would be just a big chunk, so.
right. But I know you weren't here when we, last week when we talked about what's going on in Covered Bridge. And there's a lot of residents there that are very unhappy with me and how I've been cutting trees. The fact that nobody's done it in the last 20 years in there because they don't get scared away. The roots have completely infiltrated the concrete pipe in there to the point that we have blockage. To
Yeah.
the point the water's cresting and going the wrong way through the intersections. And we have a couple families in there that have knee-deep water going through their backyard. Looks like a football field running
Which,
past them.
by correcting it, will relieve that.
Correct, but
Yeah.
you know, and I've argued this with the residents, this is a burden that's put on all of Nunda Township, not just your subdivision.
Right.
You know, we could put it in an SSA, you guys pay for your own problem, because you guys are the ones that say, do not touch my trees. And most of the trees in there are box elders and all, I mean, they're junk trees. And
Right, garbage.
they're drawn to that concrete pipe because it's nutrient rich, it's moist, and you know, and it's got it all screwed up in there. But I've met with a contractor, we went through the whole thing, and he's come back with about $78,000 to completely clean it, scrub it, camera it, and then give us an analysis where you need to start with your problems. Mike did identify there was an issue on one of the streets in there, and he had it out for complete reconstruction, which means you cut all the trees down along the parkway so
Right.
they get in there.
Well, if you don't cut them down, we're just putting a Band-Aid.
Right.
Why
All I
not
was
fixing
trying
it,
to,
it's, yeah,
when I first got in there, all we were trying to do was cut the canopy back in order to get more sunlight to the pavement, because we're over salting in there, which is eating the concrete pipe.
Yeah.
Which is allowing more tree roots in. I mean, it's a death spiral in there. And unfortunately, it's gonna cost all the township residents more money in order to get in there and get that solution fixed, you know, and it's gonna, like, when we drove with the guy and we went through the whole subdivision, I said, my understanding, this is a 50-year fix. He goes, Rob, this is 100. The roots will not grow through that fiberglass again. That fiberglass new pipeline here and there will flow so much better. It'll draw the water like a straw. You will never have problems again in each geographic area once we do it. So I have to look at, you know, this could be $800,000 over the next 5 to 8
just for that
years.
one subdivision.
Just for that one subdivision, so.
So are you overestimating, when you're doing your levy? Like, are you doing your levy with the hopes that you can abate?
I'm gonna build a little bit of reserves, just for whatever, I mean, right now, it looks like we'll run right down to zero by the time we get refunded again next year.
Okay.
And if there is a situation that I can't abate, I mean, I've already proved that I've done it before. and
Right, absolutely.
There'll be a
That's-
number that I will
Well,
eventually
yeah.
figure out, this is how much I need to carry over, you know, to have squirrel away, and anything after that, there's no reason it can't go back to the taxpayers through the abatement.
Yeah, it's been so long since we've raised levies that I'm just, there's gonna be some blowback.
Well, and that's what I
just is.
said.
Yeah,
And as I said, the whole time you were on I were on the board here,
Yeah.
there was 2.2 million just handed. I'm like, boy, I'd love to have that, cause I'd solve a lot of problems real quick. I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, in order to get a new snowplow truck going through the competitive bid process, you're about $330,000 to $335,000 right now.
Yeah.
And you're 18 months to 2 years wait time.
Oh, God.
Right, so we're kind of like, oh geez, you know, every snowfall, it's been about $5,000 to $8,000 repairs.
Repairs.
Yeah, and most of them are the really dumb things like def, you know, stuff that you can't control, it's
Yeah.
emission stuff, and it's just killing us down there. And when the truck goes down, it goes into limp mode, and then the truck doesn't go out, it sits. So we have 16 to cover 14 routes right now, and it's been just enough.
Yeah, I know, a better cushion would be
Yeah,
helpful,
yeah.
or newer trucks.
Yeah, and the new trucks scare you, you know, if you're gonna spend that much money and if the computer says, hey, I'm not gonna run today because the sensor says I'm not getting enough
Yeah.
oxygen or your reburn rate or whatever, and then you're down until somebody gets a laptop on it. And unfortunately, the dealers have made it to the point that people like Al can't do that anymore. It has to go
That's
back to the
true.
dealership, so now you're towing it there to get it analyzed and get it repaired, and it's kind of a death spiral in that way too, but I think we're doing pretty well for what we have.
Okay.
I mean, it's tough.
I hate to raise it, but we haven't raised it, I think, in
Well,
8
and I
years,
think
so
that's-
it's, I mean, it was coming, it was inevitable.
It's part of the problem really is that, and I get it, I've been in elected office and this is the first year that I've ever voted for any tax increases.
I know,
I mean, even at the county, we, you know, over the past 5 years, CPI growth that we could have taken was about, I think, 17%.
Yeah.
And we only raised 5. Good, we were good stewards of the funds and good stewards of expenses.
well,
but
we've
at
cut
some
ourselves so,
Yeah,
I mean, we knew this
Especially
day
Mark.
was coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially Mark, you know.
point, Yeah.
And a lot of my costs right now are a lot of neglected maintenance. I mean, broken garage door springs and garage door operators, and the furnaces went out on it, and now they're reporting I need a roof on the maintenance garage because we have at least 8 leaks in the roof right now, and that's quoted at $60,000. I'm like, huh, where am I gonna pull this on?
Yeah,
You know, and I've been selling them like crazy. I've been selling everything we don't use.
yeah, I know you have,
So,
that part is true,
It's
yes.
done very well, and you weren't here that, when we were transferring from revenues back over, so it's active money that the road district can use to cover expenses.
Okay.
So, which I think is very helpful for what's going on down right now.
Yeah.
So, and then also, we get a lot of good MFT money. Right now, we're at I should do this in the report, I'm sorry, but I'll just tell you now, we have about 2,500 ton of salt in the salt bin right now. We're going probably through 100 to 120 ton per round, and we've been out 13 times already.
Yeah,
Everyone's in a panic right now trying to get salt.
Salt.
We have more than enough to go almost the whole season, but I have the MFT money, so Casey just got started this week to start saying, you know what, bring us 400, in a couple weeks, bring us another 400. If we gotta stuff it full and it's full to the garage door by the end of the summer because,
right,
you know, winter wasn't as bad as the first 2 weeks we've been in,
yeah,
we're good.
Mhm.
Then we use that MFT money somewhere else or, you know, well. I don't like raising taxes either, but
I know.
there's associated costs to run that district down there.
well,
And-
yeah,
And the secondary money isn't there. It's
yeah.
always been there.
that, just so we've held the levy for probably 10 years,
Yeah.
did not raise it.
It's.
And in the beginning, there was a lot that we could cut, and our reserves were fantastic, but we knew doing that, there was gonna be a price to pay later, and not, it looks like now is later.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't keep doing that.
There's a lot of things, both in the road district and out here that should have been.
Well, and none of our
addressed,
costs are stable.
Right.
I mean, you know, like everything goes up, but the insurance, the
Yeah.
cost of fuel, like, I mean, you can't, the levy just can't sustain itself if it's,
Yep.
yeah.
Right, I mean, you think about everything that's going on there on Route 31 with all that new growth. with
Yeah.
Lamar and the new storage facility, and then what they're gonna do over on Bull Valley Road and Kern Road, and then Lennar's gonna put another 600 some homes in there. I mean, that's new growth that should be picking it up.
It will, yeah.
Hopefully. So
Hopefully.
the net, it is no change for us who are established,
Right,
it's getting picked up by the new growth, so that's what I'm hoping for.
I agree. Okay. Makes
Any
sense.
other questions on the road district?
Nope.
All right, roll call.
We never did motion on,
Oh, we didn't?
no.
Oh, my gosh, all right. Need a motion, a second. For
I'll-
ordinance 20, I'll do my whole read off.
Okay.
2025-11-1305, levy taxes for Nunda Township Road District, McHenry County, Illinois, for the tax year 2025, collectible in 2026.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Murray,
I can second.
Ms. Tynes. Now we can have a roll call.
All right. Karen Titus,
Yes.
Sheila Howe,
Yes.
Mike Short, I'm sorry, Bob Murray,
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. Okay, 8C, I need a motion to approve ordinance 2025-11-1306, levying taxes for the Nunda Township Cemetery purposes for the tax year 2025, collectible in 2026.
I'll make the motion.
I can second.
Okay. Got a motion, second. So, Steve is here from the Cemetery Board of Managers. I'll kind of give my quick 2 cents on the whole thing. The cemetery levy has been fairly flat, if
Yeah.
not flat entirely. We do have a good cash balance of roughly 72, 73, 70,000, we'll just say that. But the direction that we're trying to go with the cemetery is to get it to where it's more professionally managed on an ongoing basis. For the past 13 years at least, and I don't know how Supervisor Heisel was handling it before, but it was,
A mess.
yeah, it's been a mess. It's been, I mean, the grass is mowed, it looks nice,
Snow's
but,
plowed.
and plowed, thank you. But we've had occasions where people have been buried on the wrong side of where they're supposed to be buried. You're buried in the path, the walking path versus on the east side. And we haven't had consistent record keeping,
You're right.
and we need to get to a point where it's done properly. And we need to spend some money on some of the older grave sites that are frankly falling apart and haven't been cared for. So we've been having discussions with Professional Cemetery Services. They have a couple proposals before us. One is for management and sale of grave sites. The second is related to the landscape contract, and the third is related to a software program to help get all the records in one place, have it upkept on an ongoing basis, so we don't have the issues that we've had that have resulted in at least recent history, we'll just call it. So on the landscape side, right now we have 2 bids. One is for $18,000, is what Professional Cemetery Services has put forth. And then our existing landscaper, Gonzalez, their proposal is 22.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Um,
interesting.
And it was 17.5 last year.
Wow.
So the board won't be making a decision on that until probably January, February, but, we can expect those costs to increase. Professional Cemetery Services, if the cemetery board decides to go with them to manage the cemeteries from a sales and public interaction standpoint, that's gonna be $500 a month, so we're talking $6,000 a year. And then the software platform is gonna have an initial investment.
Is it 10?
Yeah, I think it's about 10 grand, and then ongoing licensing fees for I think about 1,000. In any event, if we don't start taking the increase on the levy going forward, the fund balance and the expenses at some point are gonna cross. Now, if that were to happen, let's say we don't take the levy, or don't take the increase, or just eliminate the levy altogether, at some point, it still is the township's obligation to pay for those expenses. So in this particular one, we're going from let's see, the total tax levy for last year was $23,302.45. Now we're gonna levy at 4.99%. However, by the time you do the math on the P-TEL limiters, between new growth and the 2.9% increase, we would look at a new levy for the cemetery of $24,465.96, which is roughly an $1,100 increase for the year. So that's what we're looking at right now.
open plots are there?
That's a great question, and that's what we're, part of,
Well, we have the columbariums and then we have
yeah.
Correct.
the land plots, yeah.
I don't know.
So and this is the challenge, is that we, with changeover in administration, and a changeover, or essentially the cemetery board resigning, we don't have a solid grasp on how many sites. We don't have a solid grasp on inventory. The cemetery services provided that when we call, whenever we get calls from people that have bought grave sites that need to either be interred or have headstones placed, he's advised us that Holcombville right now don't sell anymore other than the columbariums, because that cemetery is so old that he's dug in there and hit wood and or bones.
Well, weren't they all, wasn't it all resurveyed?
It was, but I want to be crystal clear about all this before
Well,
we
yeah,
move
because we've
forward.
had a lawsuit, so.
Yeah, and I don't want to have a repeat of that. So, what we're working through with the cemetery board is to move forward with, again, getting all the data together, making sure we have the latest and greatest, that we trust, get it into that software program, have professional cemetery services manage the process going forward. Once we have that inventory accurate and we know what we have to sell, then we can start to do some marketing into funeral homes and what have you, and just to the residents in general, that we have these, these grave sites available, and we can start selling again.
And that's part of their budget, their proposal?
Yeah, that's part of their proposal. So their basic fee for just managing customer service and what have you is $500 a month. Anytime someone calls and they need to be interred, well, they don't call, their family calls to have them interred or place headstones. Cemetery services would go out and do the actual grave marking, so we make sure that the right places are marked. And then those particular services, grave marking, opening and closing of graves, they bill back to the family or through the estate. So essentially their fee would be to provide customer service management. The sales side of it, I believe the proposal had a 20% commission on any sites that they sell.
Well, we're voting on that proposal later.
We're still working through it on the cemetery board. We're not gonna probably see that until,
Does just the cemetery board vote, or does the joint trustees?
I've gotta clarify that. I believe it's the cemetery board that can do that, but
Are we tied, how long of a contract are we tied into?
we're working through those details.
Okay, okay,
So
those were just
we're
my.
we're gonna meet with, Mark, I think we're talking January 21st, don't quote me on that. When we have it nailed down, I'll let you guys know if you wanna come and attend and.
What does a plot cost?
We just raised prices to 1,000 for, plots, individual plots. We had a discount for if you buy a pair. I can get you the
It's
actual.
very
number.
reasonable.
Yeah,
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 extremely.
yeah.
Shorty, does the agency they're gonna use, if they have to be bonded for like covering liabilities of?
We have,
Yeah, say they put someone in the wrong place.
Correct.
Yeah.
yeah. We have insurance, I will check, I'm sure that it's a.
I mean, it's what they do. I would
Yeah,
hope they're
yeah,
insured and bonded
yeah.
and, yeah.
Right, I'm just asking,
No, but we should check that.
sure.
Now, we're at the point with them right now that we have proposals. They haven't given us any legal language, and what they told us is they don't normally have, contracts, so we're gonna put together our own version and present it to them, and that will be kind of the drive behind that January meeting, is to go through a negotiation process and make sure that all the Ts are crossed and the Is are dotted.
Did they come with any and I know you're still gonna talk about this in a couple weeks, but did they come with any references from any local, funeral homes and say, hey, you know what, these guys?
Yeah, I think,
I I did talk to the historian of Crystal Lake Historical Society president, and she did say the group was quite competent in terms of managing theirs. I think it's Union or one of their cemeteries
Okay,
in Crystal Lake.
Yeah, right.
And,
probably the one right across from Richfield.
and I have looked at two, Algonquin and the cemetery up on 31, also. Pretty impressive in terms of what they're doing in terms of new things even.
Yeah.
Green burials
And
and
there's,
things like
and
that,
there's,
and their columbariums
Yeah.
are real nice.
and the reality of that industry is that there's not a lot of service providers
Right,
that
competition, yeah.
fill that gap.
The biggest problem is the record keeping.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
agree.
need for digitalization
Yeah,
and incorporating it, but you can, at least completeness, I guess,
yeah,
which is lacking. The other thing, you look at the cost and put that against the population of Nunda Township,
right,
you're talking, 50 cents a person, no, it's not 60. And it is our history. These are old cemeteries, that do have a historical reference point. And, certainly people, can, reflect, I think, in that.
Any other questions, comments, amendments, changes? Roll call?
Sheila House,
Yes.
Karen Clarence,
yes,
Bob Murray,
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. Okay. Old business, I already talked about the amended road district budget, and that is gonna be voted on. We'll have a hearing, and I think we do with the road district, we do the hearing and the vote at the same meeting, so we'll be here at 6:45 for the January meeting. I'll make sure I send a notice to y'all on that,
oh, yeah, please do.
and then.
6:45,
What's that?
you said 6:45?
Yeah. And the intent of that is that the road district has sold a bunch of old equipment, and they want to have those revenues added into the expense side, because again, he's trying to replace old stuff with new stuff, so that'll help out with that. Phone system and internet upgrades. We have new phones. It was a long process. We finally had Dan from Clarity out yesterday and put them all in, and they seem to be working relatively well. Had no issues. On the internet side of things, I'm still testing out the Verizon internet, which is lower cost than the AT&T UVerse we currently have in place in the township supervisor's office. It's got faster speeds, and so far with the phone service now being full VoIP, the couple calls that I've made or received at this point have not had any issues. So, assuming that stays the course, I'll do it another month just to make sure we can officially detach ourselves from AT&T and live in the new world. Sherwood Park, I have no updates. Office consolidation, I have no updates. I'll be re-engaging for that after the first of the year. And then last item is 6E. Sheila, you want to give a quick, I handed out,
9E.
we can talk about that.
You have a Nunda Township event evaluation form. And this is from the Santa event. And my thought was, we need to have some kind of a evaluation form, so when we're doing these things, we can maybe just put them all in a Google document, so that new people, everything is just going to be there, so that we can have some record of what happened last time. Because when Karen and I moving into this, I didn't know a thing.
Yeah, I didn't really either.
Karen
but-
knew more things, but
Yeah, no, but we,
still.
now we definitely know things we wanna improve on, so it was, but yeah, I think that's great, especially as boards transition.
Yes.
You know, like you should, Rob, probably do it with the touch truck too, cause like you implemented the new handprint thing and that got rave reviews.
Yeah. I will try.
Well, no, I mean, just like, no, it's just like, we're talking like, you know what you did, and you'll know for the next 4 years, but like, for future transitions, for someone else to step in each and every one of our places, like,
Right.
I think something like this is a great thing to
Now,
have.
would that be something that would be easy for you to just put into Google Documents and folders and things?
I
or-
mean, I have everything on a hard drive. I'm moving towards SharePoint, but yeah, I mean, anything you guys put together, we can put it in, and it'll exist in perpetuity until somebody has to leave.
Well, this is just a blank form that's, you know, filled out and we can adjust it. I thought, let's get started with something. But as far as the, well, Bob was there, so you saw the Santa event.
Yeah.
So, and Mike, well, Kyle was the only one who wasn't there then.
I
So you
forgot.
can read the report.
I totally forgot about it.
And Santa said that you're in trouble, so it's probably
Yeah.
good.
You were naughty.
I was the only one that wasn't there.
You should
for real?
carpool.
Yes, you were the only one who wasn't there.
No, I had
No,
two
Joe
people.
wasn't
Oh,
there.
Joe didn't.
Well, he's not there still, so.
Yeah.
Can't pick on him. It was a good event. I mean, I think the biggest
We need to-
opportunity is the marketing.
Yeah, get the word out
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, it was only the 3rd year we've done it, so it's not, I mean, there's always room for improvement, but I think it went well.
Yeah, the people that came
Appreciate
liked it.
Yes.
Santa was very happy. Santa said he would come back again.
Yeah, he was a good Santa.
Yes, he was.
So we'll get that set up in the drive and start to build that base of information, so. And then as far as additional activities, I think we talked about the Easter, egg hunt, which we're still in discussions as to who's gonna dress up as the Easter bunny.
The National Honor Society through Prairie Ridge High School is always a great resource, cause they have to have so many community
Oh.
service hours.
Oh, that's good.
So those kids are
And
always
did they
willing to
fill
help.
eggs? I know nothing about
I-
how that one is done either.
No,
there any notes?
Lita used to do it, but I mean, again, we could just open up down here and have all those kids come over and go like, you guys can put in 2 hours each and just
Right.
start stuffing.
Yeah,
And I don't, like, I have always donated candy in the past, I don't know if that really came out of the town fund or not, but that one gets a huge turnout,
Mhm.
yeah.
And is that a huge turnout just because people are used to looking for it, or how are they knowing?
Well, because the weather's nice, you know, I mean, that's, I think that's part of it. I know, and I can get the dates for you, but I know we've always done it, I think it's actually the same day that Prairie Grove does theirs, but the kids hit one and then they hit the other. I don't remember which one comes first, but they hit 2 in one day, so it's huge.
yeah.
So they kinda tell them, Prairie Grove kinda tells them about ours, and we kinda tell them about theirs, and yeah, there's well over 1,500 eggs that are stuffed. And then there's some other things too, like we throw bubbles out and chalk sticks and, yeah.
Some games.
I don't think they really did,
There was a throwing game of some.
Oh, they might have, and there was some kind of cutout Easter bunny that people take pictures with. Last year, the Easter bunny was my granddaughter. It just depends on when we do it, if we're in town or not, but, we can always get a bunny. I think I have a bunny suit. I think that was our bunny suit that she used. So, what did you say?
Putting them up for it.
Yeah, so I mean, but that one, I think that's probably gone on more years than the Santa thing, so I think that's also another reason why it has such a bigger turnout. Although I think in the past too, I posted it to the Prairie Grove School Facebook page too, so that
Oh, okay.
they know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have time to work on that.
And America 250,
America 250.
after January,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob and I and Linda, you will be coming to the meeting. If anyone else wants to come and talk, that would be great.
When's that meeting?
We don't have one yet.
Okay,
Whenever you can come.
just let me know.
And then I'm working on a concept for, we have the shred events, that we didn't have one in the fall.
Yeah,
Last month we approved the deposits for, 2 Saturdays, one in April and then one in September.
okay.
So, I'm entertaining the idea at this point of seeing if we can make that into a broader, probably in the spring, a battle of bands or something like that to, get kids out and I'm following the shred. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I
I
got
caught
it.
on to that one.
Yeah.
I got it.
I heard it.
Yeah, so I'm not promising, it's a kernel of a concept, but I've been thinking about it a lot, so, I talked to Casey about it, he seemed to be stoked, so I pull him away.
And where would that be done?
That's a great question. I think I'm assuming, so I'm gonna give you my real generic version is the shredding portion of it is like noon to 3 or whatever it is. And then after that part is done, then it would be the second part. And I mean, it would have to be outdoors, so that's a little bit of a gamble.
At Anita Sherwood Park where it's low and you just keep,
Wet,
you know.
and, yeah, it's a marsh, no, that's probably not a good idea. No, I'm thinking it'll probably be up in the backfield somewhere. That's my kernel of the concept of an idea, so. I
And
don't
what do they do what do they do with the shred paper then?
Well, the paper, the boring part of it is if you have documents,
Mhm.
and you're a resident, you can, I think it was in the past, if it was here or Algonquin, they say you can bring X number of boxes of documents.
Right.
And essentially it's a caravan of cars that pull up and, they open their trunk and all the boxes go in the back of a truck. I don't think they do the shredding live, but, get your documents off.
The company I use at work does,
Okay.
but I don't know if they would do that because
It's-
it's just me. There's,
Yeah,
you'd have a
yeah.
lot more.
Yeah, if you got a line of people coming in.
Is there a lot more, it seems that everything is so digital now.
Yeah,
There's not as much paper.
yeah,
Is there less of a demand now than there
Well,
used to be?
we'll find out.
You'll fill out an evaluation form and
We'll
let
fill
us
out the
know.
evaluation form. Okay. Beyond that, let's see. So now that we got phones taken care of and, internet taken care of, I'm gonna be reaching out to a couple of HVAC folks, nothing big, but I wanna get the thermostats down here, upstairs, and the supervisor's office, put on a more automated type system. Right now, everything's manual, so, in a perfect world, every day, I would stop down here and readjust the temperature down or up, depending on the season. I don't do that, but if we, have a digital solution where we can, A, time it, or B, if we have groups that are using the homeowners association, we can only heat or cool when we need to, and all the rest of the time we can conserve electricity and reduce cost. Additionally, I never really did a full locksmith program when we switched over, so I'm starting to explore the concept of taking the internal doors and the external doors and putting them on an automated system. The external doors here are gonna be a bit more of a challenge because the doors need to be replaced, I think. So that might be part of a broader project, but then also taking the doors down here and either rekey them or put them on internet-enabled locks, so we can control it that way. So that's kind of my next, and then, of course, going back to the office consolidation, I've got to re-engage with the architect to start up with initial drawings on what it would look like upstairs, and then have it discussion with Mark and then figure out where we go from there. That's all I have. Mr. Parrish, anything additional to add to the party?
Reports?
Yeah.
The recycling center is closed now on the weekends simply because the demand for the brush drop-off and any type of mulch has pretty much become non-existent. Unfortunately, we do have to lock the gates there because there are people that don't live in Nunda Township, or maybe do live in Nunda Township that think that it's an open dump. And they bring all kinds of crap and throw it into our giant steel recycling bin. So now that it's under lock and key, it's worked out very, very, very well. We've accumulated a lot of clean recycling products. We've had good, clean steel dumpsters taken up to bear and getting good cash for that. We're not ending up with any kind of things that have mercury in them, except for the fluorescent light bulbs, but those are perfectly stored in their own boxes in there. The motor oil, we have a surplus of it up in the far barn there that we're burning in all the buildings for heat source. If you want to go on vacation and feel like you're in the sun, please come to our shop sometime. Those boys run it at about 78 degrees in there, and they're in t-shirts working in there. But it's a good use for the motor oil. We have closed the outside dumping after hours of brush. Where there used to be that bunk, now it's a new fence going across with posted signs that have the ordinance on it from the state of Illinois. So if they do decide to fly dump there, new cameras will pick them up, and they will be fined $500 by the sheriff. The sheriff has already agreed to chase some people down for us and has knocked on a couple doors. People that rented a Menards truck out of Woodstock and then went and brought all their brush in and just fly dumped it in our parking lot. We pulled their plate and he went and knocked on their door. So it's now being policed.
Good job.
Yeah, it's over with there.
Yeah.
The well bust is over. Like I talked about,
Pretty creative.
what was happening in Covered Bridge, I mean, everybody knows about it now. All the residents are all starting to figure out, hey, if we don't get out in front of this, we're really gonna have some big problems. One of the residents who had the tremendous flooding that I talked about actually put it on Facebook throughout Covered Bridge, and they're all like, oh my God. You know, they all realize that when the water goes past the inlet and keeps going, it's gotta go somewhere, and it's going right through this guy's backyard and into his basement. So, what I told them all has more merit now, because somebody from the subdivision physically showed them what was happening. We have probably 3 more days of trimming trees in there just to get that canopy pulled back to get it to dry out, and then we'll probably be in there for 7 to 10 days then, just dropping the big cottonwoods and stuff like that that are growing right on the edge of the curbs. And most of the homeowners have seen the marks on the trees and said, yes, please get rid of that thing, it's dirty, I don't want it here. You know, it's all kinds of problems. I backed into it, whatever. So pretty much everybody in the subdivision that has a large tree that's marked in the right of way, which is a Nunda tree, they understand why it's gonna come down, and they're celebrating that it's not being brought down. So after that's done, then we'll probably have about 2 more weeks in there just stumping. As long as we can see them, we'll grind them out and stump them. So, like I said, it's 13 snow events. We've had an issue in the past that residents believe if they don't see the guys' cars, the guys aren't here. Actually, they're out on the routes. Last snowfall, they went 16 hours straight. Came back, they slept in their bunk rooms, which we've retrofitted those now. They all have smoke detectors in them and carbon monoxide detectors in their unit, and it points light on their door. So if they're in dead sleep and the alarm goes off, they know where the door is to get out, and we put new exit signs in so they can get out from upstairs if there's an issue. We lost the office furnace that was put back together. We lost 2 sets of garage door springs and a garage door opener. We bought quite a few mailboxes over the last 13 snowfalls.
I heard about a couple.
Yeah. And it's funny because.
Well, and I'm like, it's
some of them
not
aren't-
intentional.
No, and they're not, some of them aren't built strong enough.
Right.
You know, and when the guys are throwing a spray, you know, of that snow, and it hits that soft couple screws in the wood and it tears the mailbox off.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, some of them are shaped like largemouth bass and other stuff, and we're incurring those costs. But generally what happens is one guy, Dave, he goes out and he'll address it the next day after the boys are doing cleanup. He'll address what's going on with the mailbox. If he has to, he'll put a temporary mailbox. And then next spring, he has a list to go out and he replaces it back to original. So everyone does get some kind of full restitution by the time it's done, but it's casualty of war, I guess.
It is. Well, there's only so much, there's some roads, there's only so much
Right.
room and places for the snow to go.
Right, and then we had just a couple calls this week about people that said that we don't know what we're doing. that they've lived in the cul-de-sac for 30 years, and they said they've never seen it so bad, and I kinda explained to them, hey, when it snows in the middle of the day, when the boys leave, they make one round through the cul-de-sac, then they go do all their routes, and on their way back in, they trim your cul-de-sac back to the edges, that's how it works. You're not a primary road, you're
Right.
not trying to get emergency response crews past you, it's just for you to have egress in and out of your cul-de-sac. So, he kind of understood it, actually. It wasn't our intent.
They all will, yeah.
Right. Overnight snows are great, snows that are happening in the middle of the day, not so great. So, we did hit a Porsche, which was in Holiday Hills and was stacking snow on a corner. He made 2 swipes in the corner, and as he's backing up, the Porsche decided to dive underneath him, so she came from the wrong lane and tried to get around the corner ahead of him, and he backed into the Porsche. So,
Is that not her?
Torma's working on that.
Is that not her fault?
Yeah, it's not me to make that decision, that's why we have insurance, you know. Her husband was a police officer, so he knows what angle he's taking. So, otherwise, everything seems to be going well down there. Morale's up, we haven't got any cookies or cupcakes or donuts in a while, so maybe we're not really touching the residents the way we want it. I just wanted everybody to understand, anybody that's watching, the tens of people that are watching right now, is, you won't see the guys' cars around the building. I want them, during a snowfall, to put them inside and let them sit on the heated floor, so when they do finally make that treacherous return home, their car's all dry, you know, they don't have to scrape them or nothing. So-
Well, it helps you be able to plow your,
Yeah,
area as
yeah,
well.
that's what they said, in the past, people would call and say, they're not even working today, why, what's going on? Well, all the trucks are gone and all the cars are inside in their spots,
Yeah.
you know, it's, you know, it's logical. So, but otherwise,
I'm just gonna throw on one note, I got a couple calls about, our last week of leaf pickup.
oh, yeah.
Got snowed out, so, Rob does have a leaf vacuum, so. it's-
we're ready when it does, when we get some drying weather and those curves, those, you know, because Covered Bridge, they raked everything to the curbs just before the
Right.
snow came.
Right.
So now it's launched everywhere. But we do have a leaf vac that will easily suck up a wheelbarrow of leaves in a second. So
So we'll-
hopefully we can get her, put her to use, and see if it works.
We'll update
I
the
don't wanna do it
website.
full-time, but I will do supplemental.
Yeah.
When your garbage
Yeah.
provider can't get it.
And with the recycling, will you just tell the people about the new law with paint and send them?
We haven't had paint in a while, have we?
No, paint hasn't been allowed
No,
in
but
years.
December 1st, the Illinois law went into effect, and Sherwin-Williams is where we're supposed to be bringing it.
That's what we tell people, people that are providers of
Do they
paint
charge?
have to take.
No, Sherwin-Williams does not. There's 2 locations that's a state authorized location here, and they happen December 1st.
Most people have 1 or 2 cans, we have the little packets in there, I don't know if it's mortar or if it's kitty litter or what it is, but they put it in there, mix it up with a couple of minutes, becomes a full, solid product, and then they can put the can and the solid in their garbage can. It costs, I think it's 46 cents a bag, and Ron's got a case of them down there, he just hands them out to the residents, as long as they're a resident, you know, you can solve this problem at home, so.
Well, that's, works too.
Good job.
Anybody else? Trustees, clerk? No? You guys walked in late, you have anything you wanna add?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just taking
Okay,
notes.
okay.
We're from Jim and I are from the Orchard Heights subdivision,
Okay.
and we're new board there.
Okay.
So we just wanna get acquainted with you and see what's shaking. And I take notes because I'm the secretary and I have to give information to the rest of the board next month, right? Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I totally understand the, document problem you were talking about with the cemetery.
Yeah.
Is your husband Walter?
My ex, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was at one of your meetings.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Were you at the most recent ones?
No, this
Okay.
one was a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
I think before the new board it came into play,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, it sure is. Your meetings are a lot more lively than
Oh,
ours.
they are, they are. Actually, it wasn't so lively, our meeting that we had December 7th, where we brought in a new amendment to reverse some of the things that heard.
Yeah,
It all worked out.
yeah, you guys have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I can
Dumpster
sympathize.
fire.
Yeah, kind
That's
of.
what it was.
But it's congratulations and good for you guys for stepping up and
Somebody's gotta do it.
it's true.
Yeah. So,
If you get an opportunity at your next meeting, if you could just let them know that we took 18 nuisance beaver out of that right side of the guardrail there.
did you?
Yes,
Did you?
they just kept coming. Every
Write
time we
that
turned our
down.
back, they would stuff that pipe full again. It was nuts.
Wow.
And they don't use any of the old product. We would take the old product, the backhoe, flip it off the side, they go back out in the marsh and bring all new stuff.
Well, we've got an issue down by the river and, by one of the channels too,
Sure.
where, I mean, they're running around, we're gonna be caging some trees, we were talking about, just to
Yeah, okay.
stop them. But I will note this, so
If you
people.
have a problem down there, we'll come down and get them.
Okay,
And what becomes of the beavers?
I was gonna ask that.
I was afraid.
What do you think?
Let's just say they get taken for ice cream.
All right. Don't
They
do
are,
that.
but they're even an issue by me.
Yeah, and the gentleman that helped us is certified. He's certified nuisance trapper.
Okay,
Catches coyotes and beavers, that's what he catches.
well, we got a lot of those coyotes.
I don't know why they don't eat each other, but I guess coyotes don't swim.
Well, we had a problem on our property, a deer decided to die. And I called Casey actually, because I called animal control and animal control said, oh no, if they're dead, we're not doing anything. I was like, okay. So I called Casey and I said, if I pull it to the road, he goes, maybe, we might take it for you. And it got too late in the day and you guys leave about 3. So we left it in the woods and
The coyote.
less than a week later, it was all bones.
Hmm.
Do they really not swim?
I don't know.
Oh, I was
Oh,
gonna say.
no, they come across, I saw
I was
a
gonna say,
troop
yeah.
coming across the river
Okay.
last year. There was a Congo line of
Yeah.
coyotes.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, so there are a lot of them.
And what's funny is that your conservation to the north there,
Mhm.
they're all coming out of there and they wanted, the conservation didn't wanna give me any assistance. I'm like,
Really?
they're coming off your property.
Yeah, they're
in
yours.
herds.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring more carnivores into the situation here. I'm like what? He goes, well, we're thinking bobcats. I'm like, what are you, crazy? Why don't you
Yeah,
bring something
no.
else
Did
in?
that years ago, they put bobcats, I think 27 in some of the parks.
What do they do with the bobcats then?
They just let them loose.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, how about a heads up on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming out.
No,
And
well,
best of luck,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a slow process.
for sure.
Our president actually gave us all ornaments that said dumpster fire, and all these raccoons with little hats.
The meeting I was at was quite animated, yes.
Yeah, well, we'll get it all in order. It's a
Perfect.
good group of individuals, don't you think, Jim?
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
And where do you have your meetings?
Pardon?
Where do you have your meetings?
We.
The one I was
actually-
at was here.
Well, the general meetings are here, and we just had one on December 7th. But to cut costs, we are at the McHenry Library for $10. So,
Wow,
yeah,
What are you
Gotta
doing
go
up
with
this
the
year? What are you charging?
For the board meeting.
25.
Oh.
yeah, 25. I tried to ask him to cut me a deal, he didn't wanna do it.
You're
I said,
saving
"No,
15."
We're gonna meet monthly. But that's okay, I mean, we're all about cutting costs.
How many are on your board that come?
5.
But you get quite a crowd at your meetings, don't you? The one I went to was very crowded.
Well, whenever money's involved, people are, you know,
Mhm.
and then there was the drama of, well, we're gonna get a management company and nobody wants to help and all of that, so that wasn't the case and people did step up, so.
Good.
How many homes are in?
139 homes,
Yeah.
139.
And really reasonable dues. They're really cheap, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're cheap. And we have 175 vacant properties. So we're in a situation where people are flipping vacant properties and then people that are buying them are like, hey, I can camp, And it's, we're
Yeah,
zoned
but-
residential, so it's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
a whole situation, but
Hmm.
we'll deal with it.
Being nothing else, sorry, just got a pain. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Happily second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Second, third, fourth, aye.
Let's go.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you
yeah,
so
yeah.
much
Thank you.
for all the information.
Yeah, no problem. Reach out to any one of us if you have anything you need.
That's good. Well, I could say that you guys are doing a great job on the roads. I was a casualty, my mailbox